Hi, my dear students, and now I come before you to present Nail That Presentation Part 9. Now, these are very quick do's and don'ts that one should remember so that we don't make a mess of our presentation. The first thing being, while we've learned a lot of animations today, let's not make an animation to be a distractive one. You definitely can explore. There are a lot of options. I've just shown you a few, but make sure that if something is appearing one at a time, it should not go on distracting, so it has to be a subtle one. See, something like this. You don't want every bullet coming like this. So try and use something which is subtle and which doesn't hit someone's eye. Coming to fonts, this is too small a font, so your audience will really not be able to read what you have written. So it has to be legible. Second, capitalizing only when necessary. It is difficult to read if everything is capital. Okay, if everything is in capitals. So make sure you're not capitalizing all the words. Look at this font. While on your screen it might look nice, but imagine every bullet in this font looks too complicated, right? So make sure you're not using something very complicated. The size, font size, an 18 font size is a good one, but it all depends on the type of fonts. Okay. Before that, using different size fonts for main and secondary point. That is, if you're using a bullet like this, I would prefer that. I'm sure you would use better slides than just keeping it to bullets. Now you've learned a lot of options. You can explore many more options, in fact. So if at all you use something of this sort, so this is just to show you how you differentiate between a main bullet and a sub bullet. Yeah, while you have amazing fonts, please go out, please explore, please be creative. But if at all you are completely confused, you have the simplest of the fonts and the basic ones, which are nothing but Times New Roman or Arial. So this 18-point form might relate to this. It may not necessarily relate to other fonts. So that's why whatever font size you use, whatever font type you use, once you have put on, just launch your presentation and see if your audience will be able to view it. Coming to the color. Now, while this is not a bad color on its own, the problem is it is not contrasting with the background here. So the background is light, the font color is light. If you remember, we used this color somewhere. When the background was dark, it looked amazing. Okay. Using color for decoration could be distracting and annoying. So you don't want to use colors here and there and make it like a Holi slide. Yeah. So when I say Holi, it meant the festival Holi. So we want to use it sparingly. Okay. Again, using different colors for different pointer is not necessary. Again, using a different color for a different sub bullet is not necessary. Yeah, trying to be too creative with colors can also be bad. Yeah, so these are some examples just to tell you how colors, while on one hand can really lift up a slide, on the other hand using inappropriately can make a mess of the whole slide. So this is a very simple slide, of course. I'm not telling you to go as basic as this, okay? But yes, this is basically an example of dark font with a light background. So here you're using, a color occasionally might make sense. That is again. Now imagine this background. This could be really distracting, yeah? So, and an animation of this sort. So imagine, it all depends on where you are. Possibly you could use this in a kids presentation or on another lighter note, yeah. But here, if it's a professional one, you may want to avoid animations like these. Now, sometimes you may have to present data which is in the form of figures. Now, this could be quite difficult to analyze and to decode. Instead of that, you may want to use something in terms of graphs. You have amazing graph options. I don't need to teach you that, but I'm just telling you, or I'm sort of imploring you to just make use of graph options rather than coming with tables. Yeah, this is what it means. And always remember to title your graphs. And last but not the least is the spelling and grammar. So proof your slides for spelling mistakes. I hope you have identified the mistake over there. There's already a spelling mistake there. And the use of repeated words. Can you see the of being repeated? Yeah, so you don't want your slides to come up with mistakes like these. And also grammatical errors you might have made, not make. Okay, so this was intentionally put. And so if English is not your first language, please have someone else check your presentation for a proofreading. Okay, so that was pretty much on these do's and don'ts. Thank you, and I will meet you once again for the last tutorial number 10.